Hi there, I'm Todd Sheets, host of Night Watch, the radio show for things that go bump in the night. Hold on tight, because your adventure is about to begin. Hello and welcome to the first ever DVD compilation from the Night Watchers. The Night Watchers is a group of paranormal investigators located all across the United States. The Night Watchers all began thanks to Night Watch, the radio show. The show is currently syndicated on 317 stations worldwide. And it was through the radio show that I began getting emails and messages and sometimes even phone calls from people who were looking to find out more about the paranormal. Some of them wanted to know how to get involved in paranormal investigation. Some of them wanted to maybe find a group to join. Some of them had been in groups and didn't agree with the way things were being ran and decided that they wanted to start their own group or maybe do something on their own. Some of them just wanted to find out how to get into the most haunted locations in America that we were discussing on the show. But all of them came looking for help, looking for answers. So I talked to some of those people and some of the volunteers that work for the Night Watch radio show. We all decided that it was time to pull our resources together and to start a group, a nationwide group that could help everybody, that could give people some answers, and that could really reach a lot of people. So the Night Watchers was born, and in just 15 months, the group has grown to over 1,800 people. It's growing every day, and I can also say we've investigated some of the most amazing haunted locations in this country. But this is an amazing opportunity for everyone. And what you're going to find on this DVD are videos and photos and sound clips that were taken during the first 15 months of the Night Watchers.
Oh yeah. Can you tell him how to play with it?
What do you tell him?
Huh?
What do you tell him? See, this is my little boy's toy, and they like playing with it. You just push the button. Push it in the middle. It makes funny noises. Let's see if you want to play with it. Just push the button.
Hey, what's on the other side of that door right there? Julie? I just got a light going on the other side of that door. Or either on the other side of the door or right in front of it. This door right here. Look. What's on the other side?
I don't know, but I don't think anybody's going to walk through there because
I still don't know.
oh, there's a window right there.
Is that we think that's a crematory or something in there.
Night Watchers is really a fantastic group to be in. Everybody seems to be like-minded, and everybody just has a good time, and we all help each other and learn new
It
things.
was Riff Revolution. No, it was Casey Jukebox Show. And we were broadcasting at the time at a local club here, Bogart's, I believe. This is now closed. And every Sunday night, and I think he'd made 2 appearances on there with Jedi Superstar, and I had already started doing the network with the Casey Jukebox Show, and it was syndicating some other shows, and I just jumped on it. I said, yeah, sure, we're wanting to do more shows.
That show turned out to be like a really cool show. I mean, it was just really over the edge and fun, and we got to go back on the show. And in between there, you know, Juke was starting a network, and the thing was growing, and we had an idea to maybe try and do a paranormal show, and the thing was, I was petrified. I had no idea, so we had like 70 emails back and forth about how the heck I could do this show. And I'm just the object of abuse tonight.
Oh wow, that was a huge orb just went by you.
There, I got it on his head.
It went up his chest and around his head.
Close to the rods.
Oops, sorry.
Are you a little upset that people stay in your room? Yes. Thank you. Did you stay here in the 1930s? Strong yes.
I decided I would go ahead and do this, give it a try, this whole Night Watch thing, and came up with a name, bounced a bunch of names around, came up with that, and with Juke guiding me, we did it. And the first show was only an hour long, and it was crazy because I was all by myself and I didn't even know what I was doing, and I was scared to death. And somehow I muddled through it, and I thought I need to quit now because I suck so bad. And Juke assured me, give it another time and it'll get better, and it did. And it kept getting better and kept growing and growing, and pretty soon, I don't know what happened, but someone liked the show, and we got a bunch of people listening, and I'm blown away. I'm in awe of the fact that, and I'm honored that people care to sit down and listen to our show, whether it be live on Tuesday nights or whether it's on an affiliate station somewhere. Oh, no. See, I got the cold stuff going on.
It's okay, Todd.
Shadow Man was playing games with us between opposite ends of the corridor.
Noises at one end, go down there, disappear. Then you hear noises on the other, and shuffling your feet, whistling. The whistling made
Smells.
Yeah,
smells, cold spots.
Yeah, cold spots.
I felt a cold breeze. Of course, I didn't have the sweatshirt on at that time, but it passed right on by me.
Hey, Kev, can I move this K2 to
Sure.
right in this corner?
Sure.
Do you mind?
Right ahead.
I just want to see something. Yeah.
It's just phenomenal, and it kind of created a whole thing that I never expected, which was the Night Watchers, and almost 2,000 people and growing every day, and it blows my mind. We've been to some of the most incredible locations in America. We're looking at doing a few things overseas, and I wouldn't change it for the world. It's a lot of work, but it's also a lot of fun, and it's incredible. So that's kind of the whole Night Watch universe in a nutshell. Todd Sheets here with the Night Watchers at the incredibly haunted Rolling Hills Asylum. We've been here about an hour, and people have already experienced shadow people, and people were heard talking when there was no one there. The shadow people were moving from room to room across the hallways, and so far, one member of the Night Watchers has already been touched. Pretty crazy stuff going on here tonight. I'm very excited to be a part of it.
That's kind of scary. That's real scary, actually. Sheriff's to be careful of that door. Oh yeah, that door moves like a friggin'.
Yeah,
That bit's too much.
it's huge.
You can hear him say EVP Society, and then all of a sudden there's a growl.
Oh, cool.
It's only like a 5-second clip, because I hate this thing. I can't use it.
That's awesome.
Entrance out of the vault.
Dude, is that you?
I said my eye. Sorry, I didn't even think when I said that. Because you flashed me.
Dude, you freaked me to freak
I'm
out.
sorry,
Man.
man.
That's okay, don't worry about it.
Didn't even think about it that way.
No,
you know?
that's alright, yeah, well, for sure.
Is there anything floating around Rob's head?
Oh, is there? Don't see anything. Thank you. Just Rob's big head.
That's that room we were in down there right at the beginning. This is that first room we were in where they were talking all smack.
Oh, yeah. There's no Pepsi too. This is pretty fun. This one. I feel like I hit something on here.
We haven't gone down there yet, but I need, this section
So
anyways of the
if
second
anybody wants to
floor.
come with me down there for now.
Oh, yeah.
Advocate you.
I'll be right with you.
The Rolling Hills Asylum was everything I could hope for it to be. From the incredible staff that greeted us like family to the incredible experiences.
Late
It wasn't a Walmart.
Late 1800s. It was bought by the UP and turned into a bordello.
It wasn't a bank.
After that, it was a private residence. And then we're pretty sure from what we've gathered from the Nebraska Historical Society of what's been shown to us is it was a tuberculosis hospital from about, didn't we hear?
That's what the Nevermore team dug up some information on that.
We believe a group of doctors bought the building, wasn't it in the 30s or the 40s? I don't remember. But a group of doctors bought this building and a couple other buildings down the block and turned it into a tuberculosis hospital. And from what they found at this residence, this address, 396 people passed away.
I was on that futon, right? Yeah, sleeping. Dad had left it with Liz, and they were getting supplies, and they were on their way back. I had locked all the doors, and I was in here, like I said again, sleeping, trying to take a nap. This is a trap door down to the basement, which is, I don't know, 6 feet up from the floor. But there was like a clawing, like you could hear just clawing on the carpet, and I was so freaked out. Dad called on the phone, which we used to have a phone in here on the desk, we don't anymore. But he called on this phone to have me come let him in the back door, and I was so frozen, like I was so scared, I couldn't even go from there to here to answer the phone. And I could hear him knocking on the back door, and I could hear the phone ringing, and after just a few minutes of not being able to move, I bolted and just got up and ran to the door and let him in.
A couple of years ago, I was walking up to this office, and there's only 3 of us that have keys to the office, Wayne, Mark, and myself. Wayne and Mark were both in the back room, and I came to let myself in, and there's blinds on the door, and if somebody were to be in here walking towards you, you'd obviously see them. Well, as I was putting my key in the door, the lights shut off on me.
Where did everybody go?
We got lights, we'll catch you. This is the only trail we'll see on that.
Well, it just seemed setting up for this show.
It was definitely a little
creepier,
creepier, a little eerier. If
Yeah,
that's a word. More eerie. Setting up, it was...
I can't put my finger on it, but I come down here a lot and I do a lot of work just on my own, alone, where I'll lock myself in and go to a room and decorate, and I have no problem doing that. Well, when I was a kid, obviously I didn't like doing that. But lately I don't have any problem doing that. I can come in, I can lock myself in for hours and work. All through the summer I would do that every day, but doing the Christmas show, just some days I could do it, and other days I'd walk in and I could just tell right away. I'd be like, okay, this isn't a day where I want to be here, and I would leave, and I don't know why. It was just a feeling that I would get.
2 weeks ago we were setting up for Christmas, 3 weeks ago probably, and we were in the organ room and heard 2 bangs. Sounds like 2 doors closing. Mark and I were the only ones in the house. Nobody else could have been here.
And we were both together.
We were both together, like we said. we weren't leaving each other's sides at that point, just for the fact that I was getting creeped out, he was getting creeped out. Then there's a sound effect on the 2nd floor. It's a werewolf sound effect. You have to push and hold a button for 5 seconds to get it to react. Well, I was going up the flight of stairs to the 2nd floor, put my foot on the top of the landing, and the werewolf went off. our ticket booth girls swear that they have people knock on the ticket booth door every night, and there's a crack you can see between the doors, and you'd be able to see if somebody was walking away. And they open the door and nobody's there.
Have you enjoyed having so many people in your house?
Maybe a big yes.
Yes. Can you go back to neutral, please?
So let me get this straight. Some of you do not like it when there's a lot of people here.
I'm saying yes.
Yes.
So that's agreeing with me.
Neutral, please.
I don't think it's mean. I mean, no one seems to be angry.
I think there's been a lot of people that have lived in this house throughout the years, and there's just a lot of spirits, a lot of unfinished business, per to say.
That's why we're here. We don't know.
Yeah. There it was. Oh my God. There it was. Yep. Holy sweet smack.
Play that for me again, Kelly.
Do that again. Oh my gosh.
Can I have... Twice? Listen.
There it was.
Oh man, high five.
Put my back up against this wall for a minute.
Okay.
Since I'm standing sides of that over here.
Ready for next question?
Alright, that's better. Here's something. Yeah. Little giggle. Yeah, what the heck was that? It was haha.
Or it was a young kid or a sounding voice that just like hee, or ha, something really short, little giggle laugh. Sounded like it was right behind Todd and I right here. And I didn't hear it the second time. Todd said he heard it again, and it was definitely just a few feet behind us.
The jokester, the prankster with us tonight.
How many of you live here on a regular basis? Can you tell us if there are more than 5?
I have a yes.
I have a yes. Did you guys just see the shadow go across the room?
Which way?
Over there by the windows.
Could it be a reflection from the
I don't know. Look, kind of like that. No.
The view screen?
It was a dark shadow.
Something just made a noise back there behind the tree too.
Behind the tree?
Yeah.
If you're back there behind a tree, can you make a noise that's louder so we can hear you for sure?
That's me. Sorry.
Okay, I invite anybody who's here with us tonight to bang on the wall, make yourself known, bang on a wall, laugh, come touch one of us, pull somebody's hair. Wasn't me, was it you?
It was above me, kinda.
Can you do that again?
There's a crawl space up there.
We're gonna need you to do that again, but when you get really loud.
Okay, everybody sit real still and let him ask it one more time.
Okay, just so we know that that was you. One more time, we need you to make it really loud. Knock. It sounds like it's up here.
Where?
Right in here. Okay, we can hear you now. Can you knock once if you're a man or a boy? Knock twice if you're a girl.
Okay.
Okay, hold real still. What was that? Make a noise for us again, please.
Just like this. Got it. Oh, thank you.
That's really a cool deal for them. Well, Amy and I were thinking that the fact that there's people going through might have stirred it up. Oh, people working. You figure all the people that came through here and screamed, they just let a little bit of energy out with that scream.
Oh, that's mine.
I'm moving the door.
Try to ask more questions and see if it'll come to us. Can you just come a little bit closer to us? You don't have to be afraid of any of us in the circle. We just want to learn a little bit about you. Ask you a few questions. Last time there were quite a few of you that actually wanted to speak with us. It seemed the easiest way was for you to make the thing that Todd's holding in his hand light up and make the noise. Can you try that for us again? Just make it beep once. Let us know you're here.
Hello?
Right there.
Yeah.
Hello? I can hear you.
That place for us?
Anybody there?
Do something to let us hear you. You can see a voice.
That didn't.
Yeah, like conversation. Are they talking back there? We're not sure that we hear you because you're being so quiet, and I know it takes a lot of energy for you to do what you're doing. Just please more energy.
Jason? Amy?
Amy's down here.
I got someone behind me.
We didn't hear the door.
Jason?
Is anybody behind Todd, or is everybody right back here?
Everybody should be on this side.
Is everybody trying to play? What is that?
I got my camera running and something's just moving around.
Anybody behind Todd? If you are, he's holding something in his hand. Are you ever scared something from Todd?
Yeah, I do.
If you're near Todd, the thing that he's holding in his hand will flash and then make a beeping noise. Letting us know that you're there, so just get real close to it. Can you do that for us? If you can help us out at all, we really appreciate it. You see what's happening? Can you talk louder?
Jason is over there with you guys?
Yeah.
No one should be down there.
Then we just had our experience up in I don't know where it was, one of the hallways where we were getting just blasts of cold, air, and they were like coinciding with noises. So we get a blast of cold air and then a noise and a scratch, or hear like a spring, and it was just back and forth nonstop. And then Todd had the cell sensor, and it was just, usually the thing beeps and stops. The thing went for about 5 minutes, wouldn't you say? And then like the whole time we were doing that, that thing was light. It was pitch black, and then half the time, we kept seeing something in front of me. So I put my hand out, and when the cell sensor light was going off, the red light, half the time you'd see it, but then I had my hand out there, and then half the time you'd see about this much of my arm. You wouldn't see my hand; it'd be just pitch black. So something was there. What? I don't know, but it was pretty freaky for a while. Callie, you remember that feeling like right before we left at Villisca where you thought something was going to happen?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like you're just waiting for something to happen.
Yeah, I agree.
You feel that now?
Yeah, I feel exactly the same. I'm getting an upset stomach.
It's bad too because it's like real freaky. It's like
that was somebody stepping right there.
Whoa. Whoa.
Hello?
There's something there. I can't. Whoa.
Okay, now we're starting to hear you. How about a little more? Yeah, it was pretty intense. There was a point where I think all of us kind of wanted to get up and leave, but we just didn't think we could. It was pretty fun, though.
I'm a big kid now.
I first heard about the St. Augustine's Lighthouse through my good friends Jason and Grant from TAPS, and they're featured every week on the Ghost Hunters TV show on Sci-Fi Channel. And they had been to the St. Augustine Lighthouse, and let me say right here that the paranormal community owes an amazing debt to both Jason and Grant and the entire TAPS team for all the amazing work they've done and for bringing these locations to our attention, and also just for all the great things they've brought to the paranormal community. They've brought us out of the closet, so to speak, out from under the bed and into the light, and we really owe them a lot for that, and they do it with integrity and honor, and I just love that about them. And the Lighthouse just happened to be one of the places, they visited on their TV show, and we went crazy about it. We were like, wow, this place is awesome. First of all, it's in my favorite state ever, which is Florida, and I love Florida in the wintertime. It's beautiful, it's warm, and who could resist the idea of not only going to Florida, getting away from the winter, enjoying the sunshine for a few days, but also investigating this amazing location that, on the Ghost Hunters TV show, they showed us all this great evidence they'd captured, plus all the personal experiences that TAPS had there, and plus other people I've talked to have told me about the Lighthouse as well, and so we just had to do it.
It's Clay's mother's name.
Shine a light up in there. I wonder what's in there. Bats come flying out, I'm gonna love it. My dreams, Batman, all over you. Oh man, I went down to that Omaha Zoo. The black light works good.
Yeah, it
Well, when I got to the Lighthouse, it just blew my mind. First of all, the staff there are just the most amazing, friendly, helpful people ever. And I have to give a major mention to Faith. They do tours there all the time. Daytime tours and Dark of the Moon tours, or these nighttime tours that they do. And those are great, but no one had been given full reign of the Lighthouse like we were given, and I want to thank her very much for that and for trusting me with that incredible opportunity, because we were able to get the place for the whole night. It was ours. I heard some amazing things about the history of the buildings. I heard a lot of great ghost stories. People shared photos with me. It was just amazing, and I can't say enough good things about the staff and especially Faith from just the amazing St. Augustine Lighthouse. I mean, they were just great. And I urge everyone to go down there and take a tour if you haven't. I know the Night Watchers, we're going back. We're heading back down there around Halloween time. We're going to enjoy the entire town. I mean, the whole town is really into the ghost thing. St. Augustine is all about their history. And it's beautiful, first of all. It's unbelievable. You're not going to find a Wendy's or a Walmart or a McDonald's or a Target. It's exactly as it was. It's gorgeous there, and it's like when the pirates were there, and I couldn't believe all these great pirate stories and all the great things that we experienced while we were there. And so we've got to go back, and we're going to kind of learn more about the town and explore more of it, and of course spend a night at the Lighthouse once again with our friends there. Here we are at the St. Augustine Lighthouse, right here in beautiful sunny Florida, with the Night Watchers. Now you could be here as well. All you have to do is sign up at www.nightwatchers.info, become a Night Watcher, check out the great investigations we're doing, and come down here to great places like this, the St. Augustine Lighthouse. We're going to be investigating this in just a couple of hours, all night. It's going to be amazing. We're going to find some great evidence, I hope, and what more can you say? The Night Watchers rock. We also got a great photograph while we were there. Paula from Poltergeist Tower snapped this picture, and it shows something. This is right in the area where all the weird things happened and the motion detector went off. There's a photo of something in the middle of the air in the light tower. Now understand, there's no smoking in the light tower, there's no fog inside the light tower. I think it's a great picture, and it kind of goes along with what Jason and Grant found in the lighthouse as well with their thermal imaging camera when they got that anomaly flying in between floors in the middle of the lighthouse. So honestly, I think the St. Augustine's Lighthouse investigation was a complete success. I mean, from all the EVP work, the photos, the video, the personal experiences, and from what I've heard from other people who've been there and from my friends in TAPS, I definitely think that the place is haunted. And it's just an amazing place anyway. I mean, the staff is incredible. They really know a lot about the place, and they tell you these stories about the things they've experienced, and you can see it in their eyes that this stuff happens there all the time, and it's just exciting. I just recently, after I got back from the trip, got a chance to check out the second investigation that the Ghost Hunters, or TAPS, did in the Lighthouse, and they got the same thing. So there's two different groups that had not talked to each other yet. They got the same kind of evidence, and upon seeing their evidence and hearing it, it was pretty exciting for me, because I was like, wow, they got the same thing we got. And it's substantial. I mean, these voices are there. We had no children on the investigation at all. So the fact that there's these adults talking and all of a sudden you hear an echoey child's voice, that was pretty weird too. And the weirdest thing was, the voices were coming from no particular area. So I snuck on up to the top, still hearing the voices, knowing that the people at the bottom weren't talking at all. The people at the top weren't talking at all either. And that was pretty interesting to me, because other people have reported the same thing. It sounds, you could be in there by yourself and it sounds like there's someone talking in there. I thought that was pretty cool.
Well, it's known as the Villisca Ax Murder House. In 1912, there was 8 people murdered here with an axe, and it's an unsolved crime, and it's probably one of the largest unsolved crimes in the middle part of the United States. The house is unbelievable to me. I didn't really get into this until late in life. I wish that I got into it a long time ago, because I've really enjoyed the last 10 years that I've had the house, that I had it open to people. And the most enjoyable thing about the house is the people that come. But I sure was not in tune with anything paranormal when I bought the house. I had a goal of restoring it, putting it back, and getting it on the National Register so it wouldn't be tore down, because I kind of love history. And I'm not a wealthy person. My wife, we're not just people, but we did restore it, and when we got it pretty well restored, well, we had a man who said he was a paranormal investigator and wanted to come and do some investigating in the house, and I didn't even know what the heck he was talking about, because I was not in tune with the paranormal investigator. And the investigation was exciting. It was something different, and I had never heard of before. The infrared cameras and the EVPs and that sort of thing, it was all new. And anyway, since then, I've had many investigators in the house, and I think everybody that comes is an investigator at some level. And I think I think that's what's really neat about it, because they get on our website, they look at what other people have done and what other people have written to the guest book and things like that, and they come with a lot of knowledge of the house. Really, it's told the story better than I think anybody could ever tell it. I mean, through the paranormal side of the thing. And I've never seen a paranormal investigator here yet that wasn't really truly interested in the history. And that makes me feel real good about it. We have, of course, our business has just grown and grown and grown, and of course I never thought anything of this happening. I was just hoping that the house would maybe some way sustain itself, or some group would take it over or something, but right now I have no worries about what will happen to the house, because there's so many people involved and so many people that have a feeling of the house. I think that the house is going to take care of itself.
That's me. That's my camera. Sorry.
So we're ready to go upstairs now?
Alright, let me take my chances here. Anything else? You guys hear anything else?
No, they went outside with you.
Oh, did
Are you playing hide and seek with us now? Where should we look for you? Can you make a noise where you're at?
Actually, here's a good one for you. Can you point both rods to where you are?
Of course, duh, they're playing hide and seek. They're not going to tell us where they are.
Troublemaker.
Upstairs. Knock on the door really loud.
There's another noise there.
What's rocking back and forth? Let me see. Let's make it. That door is really easy to open. Can you push it open for us? If you're hiding in that closet for stuff.
You know, and we should also remind you, because now people are holding a lot of different equipment that maybe they weren't holding downstairs. Nothing that we have in our hands will hurt you at all. So you don't have to be afraid, it's just cameras. And we'll actually take moving pictures of you. That's pretty cool, don't you think?
That's what I just asked you. With the doors coming open.
Can you open the door for us?
Oh golly, there's drained of energy. People get emotional. They get. I've seen men stand and cry. There's the doors. There's some doors that they'll open and close, and there's people that can actually convince them to open. And it's kind of unreal. What and the ball, they can roll a ball, and I've seen the ball roll into another room and then come back, and I know the floors are not even, and I know some of the balls, so they'll roll down the floor, but, here a while back, I had a little boy here, and he was really kind of in tune. His mother was here, and it was a Sunday afternoon, and he'd taken one of the crystals, and he had it in his fist, and it was hanging down, and I don't know who he'd been talking to, but he went over to the ball, and he said, "Herman, move the ball. Herman, move the ball." And his mom said, "Well, say maybe Boyd." And he said, "Boyd, move the ball." And the ball started rolling, and he turned around scared to death and run to his mom. And, but I mean, it did. The ball rolled, and it. I mean, it's paranormal. I mean,
Yes, it's back and forth on the crystal. Stop. Can you show me what you want to use for no? Oh my gosh, it's totally playing with this chain. Okay.
You can feel it?
Yeah. Can you show me what you want to use for no?
Forward and back.
Forward and back. That is so weird. Okay, can you stop? Stop, please. Okay, only one of you at a time. Remember, just like we were doing downstairs when Todd was talking to you? One at a time, otherwise we can't understand you. Okay. Are there still 6 of you with us?
Who's that?
It's that my rods are slipping off my leg.
Yes.
Is there a ball on
Yes,
that
and
bed?
yes on the key too. Okay, stop. Are you all children?
It felt like somebody was going to grab me. Just felt like, it feels like somebody's standing in that small space between the bedroom and the attic. I just felt like somebody's going to get me. I don't know if I had to like kind of run through that area.
Don't you like toys? That's what I thought. It's quite the toy.
Julie, you want to do the light again?
Do you think you can roll the ball with my help? You do? Do you want to try? Do you want me to help you? Or do you want to do it on your own? Are you getting shy now that we're paying attention to you?
Yes.
Okay, I was standing in the kids' bedroom and I saw a little girl standing by the dresser, and so I took a few steps in the wrong direction, and then when I turned around to go back in the bedroom, the closet door had opened 4 or 5 inches.
I wished I knew now. It's just like, you know, when the Christians came, they sent this man and he had this dark light that police used to pick, you know. And he was in one room, the downstairs, the blue room, and he picked up blood through the paint, you know, and that. And I was convinced of it. But see, he was here to see that, make sure that I didn't have something in the house, a gimmick to make something happen. You know, that's what he was here for. And I was more concerned about proving to him that I had nothing in the house, that there was no electricity in the house. If I'd known now what I did then, I'd had him all over that house with that, like, you know, looking at things, you know. But I didn't.
Well, it's a radio that does not stop on any station. It just runs through the stations, and it chops words into smaller bits, and supposedly spirits or whoever's on the other side trying to communicate with us can manipulate those sounds into words.
We're just going to ask you some questions. No, Chip is not here.
Keeps asking for Chip. Yeah. All right, you said you wanted to speak with Todd, so Todd is here. Can you say hello to Todd, please?
Oh, no.
No way!
All right, well, I'll see you guys at the Jack in the Box.
Are you a friend of Chip's?
Can you make some kind of noise? Can you move the ball so we can watch it on camera?
Here's that sewing machine that has the weird EMF reading. Doesn't even make sense. Now, why is it doing that, I wonder? Yeah, see, that's got something wrong with it.
Todd! It's lit up!
Holy cow! Ho, ho, ho!
Oh, dear!
Ho, 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 ho! Ho!
Look! It's moving back the other way!
Holy cow!
Todd!
Alright, we got that on film. Holy cow!
Is it moving still?
Yeah.
I can't see it anymore. Oh my gosh.
That sucker lit up. That means something had to have actually hit it.
Yes!
The world's creepiest pillow.
Totally creepy, that little girl face pillow.
Yeah, it's like a decapitated head pillow.
We got a couple more people go in there and see if
I
they
agree,
do.
that's just... Holy cow! Holy cow!
Todd?
Holy cow, look at that! And I can't get it to focus. I can't get it to focus. My camera totally freaked out.
Flat. Okay, I need a break.
Yeah.
You know, when I come to the house, I have the feeling that, you know how you feel when you get home after you've been somewhere? I have that feeling when I go into the house. And, that, you know, I think that maybe that's the way it's supposed to be. I don't know.
This is the town of Nabinock, right beside the Swangum Mountains, and it's a small little hamlet, and we're in the Stanley Hotel. And the Stanley Hotel used to be the pit stop from New York City to Albany. There was a train, like a block or two, city block would be, and would stop here at the train station. They would take a wagon up to the hotel and stay.
July of 2005 we bought it. And we found out there was activity in the building the day after the closing.
It took us a while to get the building. We were trying to save the building. And next thing you know, we hear somebody coming up the walking up loud as could be. And I went to say hello, you know, because it was getting closer and closer. We're looking at each other. And I go out to the hallway, nobody's there. And so it's haunted.
My work is, we put down a hammer. When I went to pick up the hammer, it wasn't where they put it. It was completely on the other side or behind where they had to reach for it. And just things started happening, you know, but nothing, it was just like being jokesters, you know, it was not serious or anything like that, you know. We tried to debunk a lot of it, and we couldn't. You know. And then the first picture we took, we set up a camera up in the old brothel, which is a motion detector camera, and it took a picture of a young lady standing on the staircase looking out the window, and it was taken at 9:30 something in the morning. And we tried to duplicate that, and for her to be standing where she was looking out the window, she had to be at least 9 foot tall. Down the basement, we have different things happen. You know, people take pictures down there, and you see these different color lights going around. You know, a lot of people take pictures in the hotel. They come out blurred, and it's not that they're shaking or moving the camera, and it's all different cameras. It's not just one brand of camera. It's all good digital cameras.
We pretty much interact with them every day, almost every day. There's something missing.
They don't like negativity. The negativity comes through that door. They let us know.
They let us know. Oh God, my telephone was turning on and off. I knew, you know.
The telephone wasn't plugged in.
The negative people coming in, they let me know.
They let us know. They watch out for us, and we watch out for them. And I tried to tell people, don't provoke them, because they were human at one time too. And you wouldn't like somebody getting into your Facebook, you know.
I'm telling you, in your home, you know, it's their home, and they're trying to make it.
This is their home, and respect it.
And we had a psychic down here, and she's saying that Mr. Shanley says, oh, he's looking for his tool to fix the toilet. We're all sitting here, next thing you know, you had the toilet flush in Rose's room.
Yeah,
it was like crazy. It was like, wow, and one guy, CJ says, that's my bedroom, you know. And for the next week, he was flushing that, and it did need to be fixed. Like I told you, it needed to be fixed. And Mr. Stanley was fixing it, you know.
The barmaid that was here at the time went downstairs in the back room for pretzels or something, and she got scared, she seen something, and she wouldn't go back there anymore. We have other bartenders that were here that I have talked to, and they said that one bartender is a local radio announcer. He won't come into the building, but when he was bartender here, he would close up the building by himself. He had to have somebody here when he closed up. But he won't say what he's seen or anything like that, you know. And we noticed that after we bought the place, we started noticing that a lot of the old timers would cross, when they came close to the hotel, they would cross the street. And then after they passed the hotel, they walked back on this side again.
Her name was Rose, and she was a traveler, and this was her home base. And she's seen by the psychics writing postcards sitting on the bed. And a lot of times you see indentation in the bed.
EMF readings off the chandelier in that room. We never had the chandelier one night. There was a bunch of us standing in there. The chandelier started rocking back and forth by itself.
And the toys.
And the toys moved.
And the ball.
Really, I've been here about 24 years. But as far as the reputation of it being haunted, I mean, I knew that even as a child, and we're talking centuries ago. You know, when you talk about the Myrtles, you think ghosts, and that was even when I was a child. You know, it's a lot different now from the years that I'm talking. You would not even mention the word ghost, or someone would think something was wrong with you. But now, you know, we know that things happen that we can't explain, and we're more open to it now. And I like that. And the reason you may feel that closeness is because, you know, they want to talk to people that understand them. They want to relate to people. Thank God I'm not one with a special gift, but, you know, they do want to relate to people that understand them. And I think because of that is the reason that you feel that it's a special place or a part of you is here.
Can you move the lamp for us?
Weird. Just please let me know, are you a female?
We have at least 4 spirits that are young here. I know they're here because I have heard giggling before. We used to have the doorbell to the front. You could ring the doorbell if you needed us, and the doorbell would ring for no reason. And of course, I would go and see if someone was there. Not only me, others have too. And you can hear giggling the way a child will, like, "Oh yeah, I played a trick on you," and it sounds like maybe the 2 little girls.
Can you say some words for Todd? Todd?
It just said Todd.
Sandra said hi to Todd.
Say hi to Sandra.
Every Todd.
Dude, hold on just a minute.
Say happy. Happy. Thank you. Priest. She's in the room next door. Callie's not here.
My right leg's getting really cold.
Sorry.
You can see him. If you look up here,
Oh, you can totally sense the energy building.
you can see like the little sparks. Yeah, the sparks.
It was oppressively dark in here. I don't even know what other words to use. It came down on top of us.
Yeah, Callie was sitting there with the K2, which puts off a pretty good bit of light. Here's a K10. You could not see her face when she was holding it a foot in front of her.
Right.
You couldn't see your own
Look,
hand.
this is in front of my
I
face.
put
Can
my
you
hand
see me?
at my nose and
Yeah,
that's it.
you couldn't. You could not see her face when she was holding it right here. It was like,
It was just
The
black
darkness
and
absorbed the light. It was the most bizarre thing in the world.
I brought one of these earlier and somebody just brought another one. How strange.
This is the home of the
Cornmeal, brick dust, goofer dust, graveyard, which is graveyard dirt, gunpowder, flour, variety of elements of nature, but cornmeal the most common one, representing fertility, growth, a variety of things. Does anyone have any pennies? Thank you. Ready? Okay. Open the gates, Papa Laba. Open the way. Pasaporte. Announce, announce, announce.
Begin by saying,
Open the door. Legba is the opener, the remover of obstacles, the opener of doors. All rituals must start with him and end with him. Open the gates and close the gates the same way. Call upon the spirits of the south, of fire. Call upon the direction, the angels, the winds of the south. The voodoo loas, the angels, we ask them to come dance with us. The spirits of the south, we ask them to warm the veve. The spirits of the west of water, the voodoo angels, come dance with us. Enter our hearts, our legs, our minds. The spirits of the east, of air, the voodoo loas, the voodoo angels, we ask you to come dance with us. And to the spirits of the north, of the earth, to ground us. We ask you to come dance with us, to enter our hearts, our minds, our legs. We ask for the fifth element, which is God, to open the way. Part the veil. We salute the divine Maras of the twins from both sides of the mirror so that they may be here. That all of the voodoo lower are angels. We also ask for all the ancestors of all of our mother's family and all of our father's family to walk, protect, and guide us in everything that we do. And the family Gede, who represent the wisdom of all the ancestors who have come before. Baron Semity, Mama Bridget. Particularly we call upon the ancestors of old New Orleans, of old Louisiana, of which they will be investigating so that they will look at them with kindness, so the gates will be open, so they may record, so they may photograph, and otherwise connect with the spirits, good spirits in and bad spirits out. Please bless and grant permission for the gates to be open wide to night watchers, the group that is here. Out of respect, they have come to honor ye. Yolali, Mamselle Marie. Lavo. Open the way, patron saint, local Loa of this area, we call upon thee. Legba open wide, passaporte, let night watchers through. In everything they do, give them guidance, for they have come to you. To honor the ancestors is an important way in what they do. They come with offerings and with gifts to meet the spirits that are part of New Orleans so they can know them better and record them wisely. If you have offerings, I would say, put them down. Sorry, to get my junk out. Dead are hungry, the dead are thirsty, the dead are happy. She did with gift bags, how nice. Another part of this ritual is to turn 3 times counterclockwise. Left. And it's traditional to put your hand and say your prayer, ask your wish, your attention, give your thanks, however it is that you want to connect. And in this case, instead of the tree being the cross, it's the tomb itself, where the vibrations of her bones are within the bone, vibrations of her soul within the bones of her DNA. So in voodoo, you would go to the tomb of someone who is important in order to connect and honor them as well. She's been raised to the status of a local Lola, a patron saint. Spray it in the center. Swallow it. Wait. Very good spray.
Got everybody.
Can you do it again? Did you get it? Do it one more time. Spirits love spirits, especially rum is the favorite liquor. The lower the red anisette is one of Marie's favorite or any liquor. No, it is the way that you do it. That's what you do.
Good try.
I spray. Can you do it again? It takes a while to that sounds like a squirt, yeah.
That's a squirt.
It takes a while to get it. But the rum has been poured here since 1881 on her death, and most of the Loas love the there you go. He likes anisette. Next. I'm not driving. That's why I'm not driving.
Oh, where you are now was once State Lunatic Asylum number 2. It is now the Glore Psychiatric Museum, which chronicles the history of the treatment of mental illness. It also tells the history of State Lunatic Asylum number 2, which was obviously located in St. Joseph, Missouri. Fulton, Missouri was State Lunatic Asylum number 1. So we focus primarily on the history of our particular campus and the treatment of mental illness in general. The museum was founded by George Glore. His goal was to promote a better understanding of mental illness and to reduce the stigma associated with mental illness and getting treatment.
This is a thermal imaging camera, one of the new technologies. It's an array of 72,000 thermostats that reaches out into space and measures the temperature. And then it creates a display based on those temperature readings. It shows variation in temperature. I use it in my office for detecting breast tumors and detecting thyroid problems, gallbladder problems, all kinds of things like that. But it seems to me if there's an entity or something going on here, it's going to create some energy disturbances. And since this thing can detect down to ½ degree variation in temperature, I thought it'd be a good tool to have available for us in our investigation. You see?
Ow.
That's not there.
I ain't climbing in there.
Yeah, I'm getting 72.8. Well, this thing moves around and detects individual pixel sensors of temperature. And right underneath the arrow, we're seeing a hot spot at 70, 74, 75. The mean temperature was 70 degrees in that field of view, with a minimum of 65.6, right, that I'm looking for. And it doesn't, right here is below that. And the top temperature in the white is just underneath that, so that's going to be 75.6 at the very top end of the scale. Now I can even see this is a still image. So once I get the still image, I can actually, if I understand this right, see I can actually modify the picture to go to there. But it's still going to give me the 75 degrees on that one spot.
And then this says, although the morgue's not being used at this time, refrigeration units are still working and the morgue trays are cold. Temperatures of the coolers are maintained at 40 degrees.
Okay. This is your goodie bag. Look at this thing.
My batteries, flashlights. Here's the shack hack with the speakers. Here is a first aid kit. Here's a night scope.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Nobody ever used it at home, so I just swiped it.
night scope.
Very cool.
This is a camera slash recorder. That's cool. It's really cool.
That is cool.
You can hook up to your computer. And
Okay, we've got dowsing rods here, and we use these to try to communicate with spirits and stuff. For example, we can ask questions and get yes and no answers. So, for example, you know, we can say something like, "Can you please show me a yes?" And you'll see that the rods are crossing. Okay, go back to neutral, and they should go straight ahead. And can you now show me a no?
it's a digital recorder. It's one of the models that doesn't filter out all the noise because you want some of the noise because something might be talking to you. You want to filter that out.
I have a digital recorder. This one can store up to like 17 hours, I think. Of course, digital camera. And then we've got my night vision camera with extension IR, so we can see a lot further in the dark.
It's so simple. It's just amazing. Got its own little dish. It's like a little alien outfit.
Did it work well?
When we were at Waverly, and Deborah Pickman was using one, and I asked her all about it. She let me hear it, and they could hear things. They could hear children talking, giggling, whatever. Background. See the purple in the back?
Mm-hmm.
It's because that's an outer wall. You can see how much colder that wall is than the rest of the stuff inside the room. So it gives us a background. I can kind of bug that out so you can kind of see just what's up close.
I've heard that. We're included in books like Haunted Missouri and Off the Beaten Path. Obviously, we're listed in the top 10 of the most unusual museums in the world. Very unique. What is here or not here, I would leave for the experts to locate.
Going down there?
I'll take it.
Okay, go for it. Lead the way. Dead end?
Nope.
No? Copper wiring, door open.
Careful.
Room.
We are in the bowels of the Glore Museum. Man, that's still the old school clock and everything. Holy cow, I gotta definitely buy it. Right here. Mm-mm. Yeah, I'm not digging a feeling right here. place just keeps going and going, doesn't it? What's over here? I don't think we're in Kansas anymore, Toto.
Hell, we're probably in prison by now.
We are, I think.
Where's the GPS when I need it?
Definitely somewhere.
There's gotta be a bullet on here. What do you think? Oh, stop now. No way. Pretty dull.
Wow, that's gotta be it.
Rectal dilator. I know, I'm telling you, they did some crazy things to these people in here.
The Night Watches has been a very incredible experience for me. I feel very lucky, very privileged, and very honored to know so many incredible paranormal investigators and to have the opportunity to visit so many amazing haunted places. The great thing about it is, the adventure continues. And you can be part of that adventure too. Just go to nightwatchers.info. That's www.nightwatchers.info, or go to nightwatchersevents.com. That's nightwatchersevents.com, and join us. We'd love to have you. Until next time, good night and happy nightmares.
Why'd you hang yourself? Is it because you had a child?
The matter, do it.
I'm your host, as always, Todd Sheets, here with my co-host, Hugh McClanahan.
Yep, good to be back.
And man, we got a cornucopia of crazy in the studio. It's already started. We got Julie V here with us.
Hey.
We got Audrey with us, part of the Night Watchers.
Hello.
And we got Mike Mendez, Mike the Mendez.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, it's really cool, too, because we're going to have a Night Watchers night. It's really funny, like earlier this afternoon, I got an email from somebody after, I guess someone posted a promotional thing about it. And I got this guy saying, I thought you were against shameless self-promotion. And I was like, what are you talking about, self-promotion, fool? It's not about me. It's about all you guys. Jeez, it made me mad. I tried to send him back a mail, and it wouldn't go back. I had to be their friend. Send him back. It's probably a good thing, because after I sent him that I wouldn't be. It'd be over, especially the mood I've been in lately. But Julie V's over here throwing batteries at people, okay? She's trying to take pictures, and then I realized why she doesn't capture ghosts. She's always complaining, I don't get any ghosts on my camera. Well, it's because her camera takes 6.5 weeks to flash a picture. It does. It's like setting up. She's trying to take a picture of Juke, producer extraordinaire, and I mean, it's like Hugh's camera phone is doing a better job than this camera.
Fix it for me.
How am I supposed to? The thing takes 7,000. It flashes 18 times until it finally takes the right one. What does that mean? It's like a strobe light. It's like a concert.
Now there's nothing but this big spot. So I don't know if we're live or not.
Well, see, that's the point. That's the
Thanks
whole.
a lot, Julie.
Yeah, it's the strobe of doom.
God.
The disco lights flashing in your
I bought a
eyes.
top of the line one too, man. I don't know, but I just.
The reason for this show, it's about a month overdue. We've been trying to kind of get it together, but so much going on, and honestly, it was hard staying in town. I mean, we were on the go so much, and it's kind of like swing into town, do a radio show, leave. It's like, what in the world? But it's an anniversary here for the Night Watchers. It's been a year, and wow, who would have thought, a year ago that this thing would take off like it has? And it's just been a great honor to be able to work with all you guys, on a regular basis, and not just you at the table, of course, but everybody out there who's gone on any of the investigations.
Well, what's with the goats, Todd?
Yeah, all right, there's something to be said.
I want to know what's the word.
All right, we'll tell the story a little bit here. We just got back from the Mason House Inn in lovely, flooded Iowa. I mean, lovely Iowa. And the trip there was, we always say the trip's half the fun. Well, in this case, it was pretty fun until, actually, it was funny. Everything was going great until the GPS systems decided to tell us the most interesting ways to go ever.
Well, there's something about that.
Well, I'm part of that. Yeah, I'm part of that.
The road was closed.
The bridge was washed out.
Yeah, it was completely washed out.
There was no road.
It just stopped.
So it told us to go a detour.
And what did I do? I said, God, that detour's an hour out of our way, 45 minutes. Let's not do that. And but to my defense, it did flash this thing saying there's a quicker way. Would you like to take it? And we said yes, because it'll give you choices. So we took the quicker way. So the quicker way took us around, and that was interesting because that quicker way just went in one big circle right back to where we were to that bridge. So then we went, okay, and so we went across the street from there. We don't know even how we found these things. We went down this one road that was telling us there was a bridge ahead. When we got there, it was a walking bridge, but there was a road on both sides to drive on. And it was new. I think the old bridge got washed out, and they said, no, let's just put a walking bridge on there. If we had motorcycles, we could have done it. And in and this whole time, of course, we got Julie and and Serenity Moore. And they're about ready to kill us. But the funny thing is, I'm laughing, and pretty soon their laughter starts turning to anger. And I'm like, how? And I'm in there with you going, how are you going to get mad on a trip?
Yeah.
It's a road trip. You're not allowed to get mad on a road trip.
Excuse me, what do you mean, how do you get mad? I got a brand new car. It's getting gravel paint chips all over it. There's freaking turkey vultures swooping around. They can sense my weakness, and they're ready to go in for the kill. And they got Cujo dogs chasing me.
That's true. And don't forget the guys.
And don't forget Billy Bob Joe Henry on the front porch with the shotgun
That's
yelling,
true.
"What, you're driving down my road."
He did. He like stepped out in the middle of the road.
Leave my uncle alone.
Yeah, down. You know what? It's probably true. This guy was scary. But he did have a little semblance to Mike. A little bit. He resembled you.
I'm telling you, I got family everywhere.
Probably true, but the funniest part of the whole thing, and this is where it gets to the goat part, okay? Because a lot of people have seen goat references and they're not sure what's going on. It's an in joke. Well, about halfway through, Hugh realizes, hey, Serenity had bought these walkie-talkies we're communicating on, and back and forth between the cars. And Hugh's like, hey, I got the walkie-talkies, same brand. So he decides to check it and see if it'll go to the right frequency. So he's innocently looking for the frequency, and he thinks he found it, and he's like, hello. And about that time, Julie's like, who the heck's on here? Someone's on our frequency. And I'm like, yeah. I saw that as an opportunity. Okay? Because I'm in the middle of Iowa on gravel back roads. I'm bored out of my mind. I'm going to see this as an opportunity. And I start going, yeah, get off our line. That's what starts it, right? It goes for, an hour? Close to an hour?
Well, you know what started concerning me is that they had an 18-mile range, these walkie-talkies, and we've been talking to this fool for 70 miles, and I'm thinking something is not right. I'm starting to get a little nervous.
Well, we stopped for gas. There's this poor guy with a animal. I shouldn't say poor guy because he shouldn't have a hat like this. This animal skin gear. I don't even know what this thing was on his head. It was part motorcycle helmet, part Daniel Boone, part. I think it had some kind of antennae. I don't know, but he's sitting over there, and Julie and Serenity are over there going, look, that's a guy. I know it's him. So I'm just playing into it. You know what? You might be right. He's freaky. I'm playing in, and then we get on the road, and we go, how was your break back there? And they're like, oh my God, they were tripping. And so they started calling him Goat, every name in the book, and we ended up calling it Goat Boy.
Compliant here.
That's right. And we started calling him Goat Boy for short. And because they were starting to really get panicked at this point, and we thought it was funny. So finally later, we're going to dinner, and we pick up the walkie-talkie, and I go, would you like to speak to your friend Goat Boy? And they go, oh, no. Oh, no, because we were talking at the same time sometimes on purpose. It was great. And Hugh was going to tell you, but I kept stopping him.
You guys, all I know is Serenity and I we're going to get you guys back. Hugh's acting all Mr. Innocent and stuff. And I see how honored he is.
It was my fault. I sucked him in. I did it. I take full blame for that one. He was trying to be nice. He's like, maybe we should tell them. And I'm going, I can't do your accent. And
you know what? I couldn't even tell his accent over the walkie-talkie.
Well, you guys thought it was Hick. You guys thought it was like hillbilly.
We did. We thought it was like some,
Well, he held it real close and was distorting it. It was great.
It was pretty scary. But you had me going too because you're like, get off of our line, man. I'm going to find you. I'm going to kill you. And I was like, oh, man, Todd's mad, man. This dude's really following us. Yeah, you know what? I still have nightmares about it, and I can hear the dueling banjos. I wake up about 3 a.m. Still tripping about it.
That's just and that's before we even get to location. That's a Night Watchers event for you. And that's like a mellow. It was mellow until they decided they were going to kill us. Jeez. I was getting daggers. Serenity Moore shooting daggers at me, psychic daggers. I'm like trying to wish there was a Jack in a Box so I could repel. The The psychic daggers.
That's
but-
right, and we made you guys get out of the way, and I got us there, didn't I? I said the hell with that
Geez, here she
GPS
goes.
system.
Well, you're right to
She's not
say
gonna start
that.
with this again as she talks.
Well, you know what's really weird? Audrey didn't use a GPS system. You know what she did?
She got there.
She couldn't. She couldn't find. She couldn't print off her map, so she took pictures of it on her camera.
It worked.
It did.
Hey, but Audrey, tell them how you figured out
I
your way.
figured as long as these gravel roads have power poles and people's got to get groceries somewhere, then we're going to get out of here. And that's what we did.
Wow.
We only made one wrong turn. We went back to Missouri, and I said, that's wrong. We have to go to Iowa. And we got there.
Our luck, we would have went back to Missouri all the way here. That's, and then we'd have realized, hey, hold on a minute. GPS would still be saying, you're almost there. Jeez.
We made it.
We did. We made it. And when we got there, it was so fun. It was so fun. It was such a cool location. Really nice investigation. I
Amanda
thought.
posted more pictures on MySpace.
Oh, cool. That's very
Lot
cool.
more.
That's very cool. Got some cool pictures. Got some cool pictures from there.
So what do you do if you don't have a MySpace account?
Yeah, you poor guy.
Touch your toenails.
Go to nightwatchers.info. It's on
You
there.
can still go in there and look.
Yeah, or you could just, buck up and get you another email address and make a new MySpace
As long as
page.
your profile's not set to private, you can pretty much do whatever you want, Hugh.
Yeah.
You can look.
You can make this happen,
Don't
man.
touch.
We have the technology, Hugh. I almost said that last week. I just forgot. Hugh, it's time for you to get a new MySpace one. We recorded live from the Mason house
Yes,
there.
that was fun.
I got a few comments. It sounds like you guys were in the tin can or steel walls, and I was like, well, that's because we were. It was a caboose. and the fact that we could get a wireless system to work from inside that metal container through brick walls was pretty amazing.
And the other building was, 50, 60 feet away?
Oh, yeah, at least.
Yeah, but you guys didn't see me inside. I was holding the wireless mic up against the window and stuff. You're like, hold on. I'm getting you.
And
That
I
arm out the
thought
window.
you was going to give Mike whiplash.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. You gave me the headset and the earpiece wasn't working, but I put it on my head anyway, and I was like jerking people over to my face to make them talk in the mic. And then it hit, and the poor guy, I think I did give him whiplash. And then it hit me. I don't need these on my head for people to talk in the microphone.
Hey, they're going to go to the Mystery Manor with us.
They are?
Yeah,
they were
signed up
really
for that.
cool people. I'm glad we met them at the
I'm
Mason
excited.
House.
I'm excited.
And when is the Mystery Manor?
Mystery Manor's in August.
August 9th?
August 9th, yeah.
Oh, is it?
Omaha, Nebraska. Got to get a
And,
King Kong burger and hit the Mystery
Jason
Manor.
and Amy set up the squirrel cage jail.
Yeah, the night before. Yeah. Isn't that cool? That's really cool.
Well, if I'm in town, Todd, I would definitely like to go.
Well, yeah, we'd love to have you. I was getting ready to kick your butt for not going to Waverly with us, man.
Well, what happened was I started a new job, and when you're under 90-day probation, you really can't take off, even though I really wanted to.
That makes sense. I mean,
I'm sitting at my desk, my legs twitching, and I'm like, I wish I was there.
Oh, man, it was a blast. We everywhere we've been pretty much is a blast, I have to say. Except the Stanley Hotel. Oh, did I say that?
No, you didn't.
I'll never go back. You heard it here live on I will never go back to the Stanley Hotel.
And of course,
they can keep their twins. They can keep their damn wheelie thingy, and I'm not going back.
And of course, the Waverly road trip was fun also.
Oh, it was, yeah. The Waverly road trip was great.
Who did the Waverly Challenge?
We all did the Waverly Challenge at one time or another, really.
Even Julie.
Well, she didn't even know she's in there by herself. She turns around, there's nobody there.
Why
It just happened.
They do me like that. They do that to me in the Mason house too. This is how bad it was. Todd takes those scary pictures. Well, not scary. Looks, there's something sitting in the rocking chair in my room at the Mason house inn. So
Were
my
you sitting
son.
there? Oh, there was something sitting there. It was
so
really
my
crazy.
son, we're getting ready to go to bed. My son's a little freaked out. This is his first investigation. So I said, Todd, sit right here with him while I take my, wash my face and put my pajamas on. So I go in the bathroom. I come out. Whoop, they're gone. I'm in the house by myself. No walkie, no flashlight, no nothing.
That's awesome.
I'd like to thank you for doing that.
Well, you
for
asked me to come in there, but I didn't.
Come in where?
In
Not
there-
the bathroom.
No, in the room. Golly.
I asked
Well,
you to
Julie, maybe
sit
they were afraid of what was going to come out of the bathroom.
The whole point was
exactly. I was taking the makeup off.
I knew the place was haunted, but I didn't need to see any flesh and blood monsters at this point. I needed to stay in.
There are things that do go bump in the night, and it's things that you want to keep out.
That's it. Wow. And it's on this show. There you go. No, it was really the Waverly trip was so much fun because Frank bashing his head on the window. We still have that mark.
That Waverly trip was, you know what? And he told me if you ever get in the car with Todd Sheets again, we're divorced.
And why is that?
Oh, I don't know. I was a perfect driver.
Where do you even begin? Oh, yeah. This is what a good driver he is, okay? He takes over, I think, in St. Louis somewhere. And we've already gone through Carrie, scaring the hell out of us, don't know how to drive a minivan. And then Hugh, bashing Frank's head into the window. Then Sheets gets behind the wheel. And he's cussing at the drivers and weaving all over the road going 100 miles an hour. And I'm over here. And, 2 Xanax isn't enough, okay? And so then he's telling me, Joey, I'm a good driver, ain't I? I'm sitting next to Joey. He's got his PSP playing Grand Theft Auto, wrecking into everything. And I'm like, what in the hell does Joey know about Todd's driving? Come on.
It was reminiscent.
You got him brainwashed is what it is.
Hey, the thing is, though, it was because I got us there fast.
That's 4 minutes.
I got us there very fast. I mean, you have to admit. I mean, the thing was, and Frank even said, "Hey, my head hasn't hit the window since, so it's all right."
Yeah, that's because he was passed out back from the concussion.
That's true. He had the concussion. I forgot.
You know what? And so help me God, if I see another Jack in the Box, I'm gonna.
It was great.
The first time was good.
Don't even play.
But the second time,
that's because you were wiped out. You look like a zombie from the George Romero movie, Night of the Living Dead. Night of the Living Julie walking around in the park. You were inside the parking lot first, going, and then you got inside the Jack in the Box. You couldn't even give an order. You're like, "May I help you?" And you're like,
Thanks, son.
It's true.
The funny thing is, I can actually see that happening.
She's like, Jumbo Jack.
So was there anything else interesting that happened out there?
Everything. We got some good pictures, too.
Some of the things that happened on Night Watchers trips stays on Night Watchers trips, okay?
Jeez, man.
We did get an interesting picture. We did make a stop at Skeeter Mountain.
Oh, God, that was horrifying. Jeez, talk about bad. See, you never know what's going to happen.
I really didn't miss a whole lot.
Well, the Waverly itself was so phenomenal because just different things going on that night. We had the previous renters or tenants of the Sally House, however you say it. We had them there. And Tony and Deborah Pickman, right? And they were just the coolest people ever. They were just, I don't even know how to describe it. They
were so nice and just.
They knew a lot about the paranormal. They really
amazing.
did some cool. And Tony's got some gifts there. Man, he pulled some stuff out of the sky. It was pretty cool.
He did. He kind of freaked me out.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
Very interesting.
Very. Hey, we got. I think we got Serenity right here. Serenity, as we say in the biz. You are on with Night Watch.
Serenity.
You're just wrong. You know that.
Serenity.
Serenity. We always say, respect the Serenity.
Julie, just smack him for me. Smack you.
You know what? I'm getting ready to.
Boy.
I've got a paper. I've got an open paper clip here. I'm getting ready to poke somebody with.
Jesus, see? It's always violence on the air.
Hugh's too far.
Wait a minute. I'm throwing those daggers.
You're throwing daggers again? Oh, no, not the psychic daggers. It's coming.
Why do you think I never ride with these people?
And I got to tell you,
I'm starting to figure that out.
if you happen to make it to the Myrtles Plantation, we'll let you ride with Serenity, and you'll get out and hug trees after that.
It's a sign of affection.
Okay, that's just wrong. Okay, wait a minute. You're the okay. Wait, Todd. To get it straight, you're the one that wanted to go on that ride.
Hold on. We had a sick co-host. Hugh was so sick there at the Myrtles, and we needed to go, and we needed to get him some medicine. And you were trying to get him like quality medicine at a Sinclair.
It was Chevron.
Oh, sorry, Chevron. Sorry, that's right. There was a Chevron every 6 inches. I'm sorry.
Well, you didn't even know where. You didn't even know where Walmart. Another reason you wanted to go to Walmart so you could look at Batman stuff. What are you talking about?
Well, that's probably there's an ulterior motive in there somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as you go in there, you told Hugh, "Oh, go get your medicine. I'll be over here."
No, I made sure he could walk first. Now, I did make sure he could walk. I made sure Hugh could walk, and then once I saw that he was stumbling around like a zombie, he was fine. I went to the Batman section. Golly.
Exactly.
But we did find the Walmart eventually after like 3 hours, and
after 3 hours.
Jesus, man! Oh! You don't even want to know about this turning around in the middle of the road stuff. But jeez, man! If you make Serenity laugh like this while you're on the road with her, Mike, she stops in the middle of the highway.
See, that's why I'm always the one that drives.
Look, she's hyperventilating already.
You're the one that got out of the car and you did a happy dance.
Of course I did a happy dance. I was so happy to see something I knew.
No, hold on.
Happy to be alive.
Are you forgetting about the time we stopped at a stoplight? We're in an intersection. He gets out the car, walks forward, kneels down, and kisses the ground.
It's
at
true.
an intersection.
I was so happy to be alive. Well, that's because, my God, she was stopping in like the worst areas of Baton Rouge possible and asking anybody, "Hey, do you know how to get?" And these dudes are looking at us like, "Oh, there's our new gumbo."
I was just trying to find the Walmart, and I didn't want to get lost, so I thought I'd ask the polite man in the truck next door.
Yeah, polite man with all those weird beads and the voodoo mumbo stuff and the
the new Ed Gein.
Yeah, there was some kind of flesh hanging off the back of the truck. I was like, come on.
You look at me like he's going to shoot us, Trinity.
I was like, get out of here. And so then we're like, oh, this is where you turn. So she's on the phone with one hand, right? Driving the car with the other and barely listening. And we're like, Serenity, this is where you turn. All of a sudden, we turned. We didn't slow down. So, there was oncoming traffic. We didn't stop. The oncoming traffic's looking at us going, "Rrr!" They're honking and flying off the road. It's true.
That was a different turn. We had stopped at a light. It had turned green, but it was a turn left, so we had to wait for the oncoming traffic.
That's right.
So the car's coming. The car's coming. And just before the car gets there, she turns in front of them.
Runs them off the road. It's true.
Oh my goodness.
Then she does a U-turn and gets in the middle of the road and stops because she's laughing.
Well, you were making me laugh. What was I supposed to do?
Serenity, you didn't get your driver's license at Walmart, did you?
I only had 2.
Well, on top of that, Hugh was delirious. He didn't know if what he was experiencing was real or not until later.
That was a cold medicine.
He had like 102 fever.
That was some hallucination, wasn't it, Hugh?
And later on, he finds out, he's like, Todd, that was real.